All right, we're live on Mother's Day. To get the Instagram up and going. There we go. Hey, happy Mother's Day, everyone. I don't know who's joining us today. It might be a quiet day. I just found out last minute that partner in crime Brian's not making it today. So um, figure I'd jump on for a few minutes anyways on the Sunday. Say hello to everyone. See what's going on for a few minutes. I'm in the warehouse. Trying to stay warm. Still cold here in New York. It shouldn't be, but all right. That's about it. Well, kind of a quiet week. Couple IP complaints, couple returned items. Weird week overall. Numbers were okay. Not as not horrible, but not as strong as I would have liked. But that's too. I got a little bit low inventory going on, and a couple items waiting for some sales to run through. Right. But that's it. It's a quiet Sunday. Hope everybody's having a good. Make sure everything's live here. Hold on one second. Yeah, I didn't get the other one live. My bad. All right. Well, hopefully people are having decent weather wherever you are. It's a little chilly here in New York again. Doesn't seem like we've had many good days, unfortunately. Been a rough rough spring weather, I mean. Right. Should be a couple of folks joining us here in a minute. All right. All right. Well, we're here for a few minutes. I don't know who is going to join actually. With it being Mother's Day, it's a tough morning for a lot of folks. And Sunday morning can't get the West Coast folks up half the time, so we'll stay on for a few more minutes. I don't really have anything too exciting going on today, to be honest. Going to be starting to pack up the warehouse for a move soon. Our building has been sold, so yeah, we're gonna have to move into a new location. So we have a couple things in the works. Not sure which is going to work out yet. We have some good opportunity for some warehouse space in an old mall, which is real good. But then working on another project that hoping I can get it to come to fruition. And if we do, we'll be not only in a new location, we'll be running some prep center work and possibly some fulfillment FBM fulfillment for customers. But that's a little ways out. Still don't know how it's all going to come together. But that's about it. Stay on for a couple more minutes. Hey, George, how are you, man? Hello over on Instagram. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Kind of a quiet day here on Coffee and Commerce due to the Mother's Day, and my co-host is not feeling well. He just said I got a message a little bit ago, so he's not joining us. What's going on with you, George? Anything good? I will, sir. I will. I'm at the warehouse now, but as soon as we're done with this, I got a couple little things to do here and heading home. trying to get some stuff out on an FBA shipment today, hopefully. Not a lot of stuff. I don't know, maybe 100, 200, 300. Yeah, maybe around 400 units today. 3 different SKUs, 4 different SKUs, maybe 5 different SKUs. Trying to think. We got a bunch of just random stuff. We got some small test buys, 20, 30 items, and then got some regular replens that are 100 units each going back, going in. We try to send 100 in every couple weeks. That's about it. What's going on with everybody else out there? I'd love to hear some comments, some questions, some success. I don't do a lot of posts on Instagram and stuff, but I'm trying to get better at that. But I had to post a funny one. I had a return item this week, chainsaw that we'd sold. We sold a couple pallets of some chainsaws, and the return reason was it was too heavy. Okay, I get that. The saw came back to us, not just too heavy, but it came back with blood on the box and the handle of the saw. I was a little shocked. Yeah, blood on the chainsaw. So, very unique one. I'm trying to figure out how to approach that because I do not want to obviously put it back into any type of use for anybody with dried blood on it. But I don't also want to take a couple $100 loss. So we're going to try to figure out how to approach that with Amazon as a return. It's going to be interesting for sure. I still can't believe it. When I opened the box, I thought I'd see like the battery missing or something, and when I saw the blood, dried blood, you saw that, George? Yeah, I'm still shocked. I mean, you'd think in this business that certain things won't shock you anymore, but that one definitely got me. That definitely got me. Was it from Texas? Yeah, right. Yeah, part of me was like, should I call the local police department and see if there's any concerns? But the blade itself was spotless, which maybe I should be more concerned that was all clean. I thought, there'd be some sawdust or nothing on it. It's just the handle and the body and then the box. So I'm assuming someone must have cut their hand while opening the box is what I think. But I don't know. I just don't know. I can't figure it out. It's the darndest thing. But not happy about it, but I don't know what else to do but laugh, right? Hey, if any of you folks want to come on and join me live this morning, just shoot me a message here and we'll shoot you a link. You're more than welcome to join. It's the usual cast of characters are out sick, one's traveling, stuff like that. So just with it being Mother's Day morning too, we're understandable. But there's Brent. Hold on one second. Let's bring him on in. What's up, buddy?
How's it going? Sorry, a little late.
My audio's turned down.
Oh,
sorry.
You?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, any echo on my side?
No, you're good.
Good. Good to see you, bud.
Yeah, how's it going?
It's good. Just was at the doctor.
Seems like everyone's sick. I was sick last week. It was a bad bug.
Yeah, I don't think Brian has a bug unless a bug comes in a plastic cup of liquid, which I think I think Brian was overserved possibly last night.
I don't see that out of Brian.
All right. Dave texted he's driving.
You could hop on driving.
Yeah, right?
Hey, I got this text I was going to shoot over to you earlier in the week. Check this out. This is at Costco.
I just sent it over in text. Is it
I just texted it to you.
okay?
Something interesting.
Oh yeah. Right. I saw that.
Did you? Yeah. I'm like, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
That's
I saw
interesting.
them
But
yesterday. I saw them yesterday.
yeah.
Myself, there. Yeah, that's the end of them. They're an end of line model. So
Yeah.
as inventory runs out. So yeah, I think we just organized a group buy on this product. Brent just sent me a text. He saw it in a retail. It is on in a couple different retails. It's high-end air purifier is what it is. But yeah, we just organized another group buy. I think we did we're over 600. It might be 700 units. So we almost bought out the whole inventory, but that'll be at end of line. Um, so the pricing on that should be really good. Um, excited for those to get moving. They're going to be moved. They should be ready to ship early this week. So
Sorry, I've been slow getting back to you. We were sick and then been dealing with this thing, Section 3 on this one store. It's not going so well.
oh
So,
man. What was do you mind? Can you tell what the section 3 was actually for or no? I mean, if you can't, you
well,
can't.
a lot of people get the Section 3 just for the identification, and that's
Yep.
it. Which those
Yep.
are, I mean, if you're clean, it's pretty easy to get through those.
Yep.
But
I've done that.
some of them get tacked on some random SKUs. So they tacked on two random ASINs on ours. This is one of my partner stores, and one of them one of those ASINs is a Stanley from 2 years ago, and I think I've told you a little bit, but it was like it was in the middle of that Stanley frenzy time, and like
Yeah.
invoices weren't going out correctly from retailers and stuff. So we're just kind of it's a weird situation because like I've got Dick's Sporting Goods. What do we got? We have only we only have emails with we have no invoice, we have no order confirmations on this pink on the Azalea Stanley, but
Yeah.
we do have a order cancellation email, so we're able to like go track the order on their website. On the website, it appears like only one of the colors was canceled, but on the email, I'm realizing I think it looks like the whole order is canceled. But we had some of those things happening where we felt like we were getting canceled orders, but still receiving the products a lot of the times,
Right.
So
Right.
so anyway, I chatted into Dick's Sporting Goods this week and asked for for them to generate me an actual invoice, and she's like, "Yeah, these are canceled orders, but here's actual invoices." I'm like, "Okay, well this sucks a little bit."
Right.
So basically, submitting canceled invoices. That's all I have. Well,
Right.
I'm not using the canceled invoices. I'm using order tracking from Dick's Sporting Goods website to show
Right.
here's my orders. They look like they went through on the order tracking, even though it shows one of them looks like it's canceled. But apparently the whole order is, according to Dick's, the whole order was canceled. So we have no access to like good invoices. And so I don't know.
What a pain.
It's like at the end it's like, hey, Amazon, like I understand this is a canceled invoice if you look at it, but like I still received the product, so it's weird.
And you wonder at the end of all of it, right? What's going to really happen? Is it going to be at the end of the day, right? Is it going to be acknowledge it and move on? Because I've seen that, right? You go through all this, even with good paperwork, right? I've seen it happen with or what we believe is good paperwork. We don't, and then at the end of any of it, okay, I acknowledge that I understand the rules, which
You've seen that on Section 3s even?
yeah.
Yeah, so
So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, right? Like, what do they? Have you talked to them? Have you had good conversation with support or no?
not entire. I mean, there's just the initial Section 3 call, and it's not
Yeah,
my store. It's not my store, so
right.
I'm not like on that call. So I'm just trying to help the guy run that call. I'm checking real quick to see if we have an update from anything. We don't.
Yeah, I got an IP this weekend on the most random thing, and I sent them some of the paperwork, and they come back and decline. I'm like, it's legit. Like, there's the paperwork. What am I gonna do? Like,
I know. I feel like over the years, Amazon's some of their systems have gotten better,
right?
and still though, like the whole invoicing authentication process is just not good. That's the one the one rough side of Amazon is that unknown. If there was, for everyone watching, if there was just super easy clarity from Amazon authenticating invoices, there'd be like Amazon would just be a fantastic thing with nothing
Sure.
scary, nothing to worry about
Right.
if you're authentic, but you never know if they're going to accept your beautiful invoice that is perfectly real. So it's rough
It
sometimes.
is. It's so frustrating, especially for the folks that are putting their lives into this business, right? Like most people want to do it the right way. They want to do it, and I just my account health took another dip. Now I'm back. So I got, I went down in the yellow a couple weeks back or a month ago. Then I got it back up into the green. And I'm looking now, it just dropped 7 more points again today. And
Really.
I'm trying to just fight an inauthentic complaint from, not even fight it. I just want to clear it. Like I get it. They don't like this vendor since January 5th, and I cannot get it off the record. I can't get it off. Like they don't even give me the chance to acknowledge it. And I just laugh. I'm like, I'm gonna play your game, but at this point, because you've beaten me down. But and then I got a late shipment. I had 2 FBM orders. I don't do a lot of FBM, right? Like no, yeah, they did do my other trademark violation one. They did not like what I sent them.
Man, those ones are annoying too when you get the IP or trademark ones that aren't even, it's not even like usual, sometimes from the real trademark holder and stuff.
Right.
Those ones are annoying too. So
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. This is crazy, and they're not accepting my. And you wish you knew what they didn't like about it was that I have to make a phone call. I have to try to fight through it, and
yeah.
but I don't know. You missed the comment. I telling uh, because I had a return chainsaw, came back with blood all over it.
I saw your video.
Yeah, it's so fun. Not all over. It's on the box. It's on the handle. So um, I
How
laughed
does
at it.
how
I
does
don't know
that
what to
happen?
do. I don't know what to do with that. Like, what do you,
You're
you
supposed to
know?
reach out to the customer and make sure they're okay.
Yeah, I don't. It's funny because the return response was, it was too heavy.
Yeah. That means it
So,
got the, like, he dropped it on his toe or something.
right. You got a comment we over on Instagram came from Soaring Sellers. Have you reached out to Seller Basics or Jeff Schick? I'm assuming he's talking about I don't know,
Yeah.
your
Not
stuff or
yet.
my stuff. We're both going through it. I don't know
Yeah.
who they're referencing in that question, but I have Seller Basics. I do use them. I have not on my stuff this last. I mean, I have, and at the end of the day, we end up acknowledging some of the stuff. So, at the end of the day, when Amazon is not going to accept a supplier, that's all you get. If they're not going to accept it. They're not going to accept it. So move on. But your stuff, I'm assuming you guys got. I mean, it's just a lot, right? And you're trying to. I know what you're talking about for the heyday of that. I mean, we were buying stuff from 3 different dicks. We were buying it online. We were. Um, I had stuff, and then the way they ship them sometimes, 10 here, 10 there, 20 here, and I mean, I think in 1 week back a couple years ago, we spent 8 or 9 grand. Just that was my first run on Stanley. Like
Yeah.
as it was just taking off. Like
Yeah. I haven't I haven't brought any help on yet for anything. I've just been, you've been after you've been through the ringer so many times, like you kind of figure it out a little bit. But
right. Yeah,
eventually, I'm realizing on this one, if this latest one comes back rejected, then eventually I'm okay. Well, we'll bring something on because this one is a little spicy with the weird invoices, and I've
yeah,
got like this is they I've got for that pink Stanley, I have 300 on pallets from Shields. So I've got those receipts. Those are great. But there's like another 40 that we got from Dick's. And they're like, okay, we see the 300. And that's what's so annoying about Amazon. It's like, okay, if I show you 300 legitimate receipts, but I sold 301 items,
right.
and and I can't find the one last receipt. Now I'm a bad guy, you know.
Yeah,
And
right, exactly. It's like, come
and
on.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I've done, like you were just saying, like we dedicate our lives to Amazon, and then it's so finicky. But that's why I have diversified into like multiple stores and stuff. Everyone's like, "What the heck? You're part of multiple stores?" And no one else does that I've ever spoken to, you know. But that's why I do it, because one drops off permanently, or for a week, or for a month, or for 6 months until it gets back online. I'm not out of my income. I don't gotta pick up a job again, you know. So
Well, right, and separating out the different methods of the business, whether it's
yeah,
OARA or wholesale or private label or brand direct or whatever it is, right? I worry about that too. You get concerned, right? Especially working with brands that you form. I mean, at least for me, when I'm starting to work with a couple of the brands we're working with, it's a relationship. It's not just straight business. Like I
yeah,
become friends. I become like I mean, I care about what I do.
yeah,
I care about the brands I'm representing because I'm representing them for a reason. I think I like them. I typically, I like I said, I get to know the owners of the brand and I like them as people, and that's why I put forth with the effort and time and a lot of it, right? Because a lot of those aren't profitable at first.
right,
Right? You
yeah.
could be breaking even or losing money for a few months.
Or you're putting money into them and there's no sales, and you're just
Yeah,
hoping they
well,
keep
that's what I'm
growing.
doing right now in one, right? We're putting more and more money into it. Now we're looking at needing some better photos. So I'm kind of on the fence. Do I drop another 500 in photos? Do we push the brand, and I see the potential. So I just want to get the shit going. I need to get some stuff going, right? We've worked out but yeah, and but that concerns me, right? Because I believe where I put my name matters, right? And if I'm coming to you and going to help you and work with you to build something that you own, we need to be able to hold up our end of the bargain. And gosh forbid my account gets shut down from a Stanley I sold when I started my Amazon business 2.5 years ago. God, that would be horrible, right?
Man, even on the Section 3 call, the guy's like, "Now I understand that this was a long time ago, but I need you to try to find those receipts." And it's like, "Okay, well, do you understand a little bit, or that's just something you
Right.
say, you know?" But yeah, I when it comes to those like brand relationships, that's not the reason I have started other stores, but it is a nice benefit to the cool, as long as the brand understood correctly on their own stuff. If my main store goes down with some of my big brands that I help with, I mean, I can just be like, "Hey guys, I got a little issue. Hand access over to this account for the time being," you
Yeah.
know, and I can
Right.
just keep rolling. If like those other accounts aren't involved with some of my brands, but if I had
Right.
to, I could, you know. So it's kind of
Absolutely. Yeah. Exactly.
so it's kind of cool.
That's what I need to be looking to do. I really should set up a separate one. I was thinking about running anything that we run through our own brand trademark and direct brand directs through a whole different account. Um, it's not a bad idea. I mean, I twist your mind on that a little more at some point.
I mean, it's interesting. Um, I've not. Everyone's always like, "Why do you have multiple stores?" And I never talked to anyone that has multiple stores. And again, I don't have multiple stores. I'm just like partners on.
Yep.
I brought on partners with people who I help out with their store and partnered on their store, you know, in the background or whatever. But ever since I started doing that, a lot of my family sells on Amazon too, a lot of my siblings and stuff.
Right.
And in the last year, all of a sudden, like in the last few months, a few of them are like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting a partner. I'm partnering with someone on a store. I'm partnering." So now they're all like picking up random little stores too to like
Yeah.
do similar things. And like it is a I don't know. I tried it and it worked out. And
Right.
um I
Well,
mean,
you're doing
it is a little weird though, because like any money I invest into a partnered store, I'm getting less out of that money.
right.
It's less bang for the buck on on the money front. But if that person's willing to work the store, then I'm saving on my labor time, you know. So
Sure.
so
Yeah.
there's trade offs in it. On that
Yeah.
front.
Yeah. Yeah. I took it easy this weekend with the business. I came in the warehouse yesterday morning, was going to do a few things. I actually set an alarm clock to tell me it was time to leave, and I snoozed it. I snoozed it another
Yeah,
2 hours.
those don't work.
No, I know. I kept doing some. So I got a bunch of random stuff I want to get into FBA. Got some. I got some items here that sell well normally, but we were trying to FBM and they just didn't move FBM. So I got to get them boxed up and sent in. And I was looking into here. I'm gonna interesting one and talked to Brian yesterday, and we were looking into. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Amazon has talked about ship ready packaging, right? So if you send your item in to FBA in a package that is ship ready, meaning they can throw a label, and you're going to save some money.
Yeah.
So looking at different items, and Brian had did a little more research on it initially, and then I started looking into it more and more yesterday. It is potentially just not worth it at all. But I mean, it fluctuates. You can't do it with liquids. You can't do it with something else. So I have an item here that comes in a plastic case. It's a 4-pack in a little plastic box, but it fits perfectly in a brown box that we have plenty of here. It costs us nothing. And I was like, oh wow, this is perfect. Slide them in, throw some labels. We'll do it. Ship ready packaging, save some money. I think it saved us like 10 cents
Per item.
per item. Now, the amount of work you have to go through, I did not realize it. You have to get approved and have the ASIN approved. And you have to submit, there's 2 different ways. You can send it in for test results, the item, or you can do certain self submissions on certain items where you take so many photos, drop it, take so many photos. And I'm looking at it going, all right, I don't care about the 10 cents. Like one item I looked at was 4 cents or whatever. I'm like, well, no, I'm not going to. Now, what I'm wondering is I'm still sending the items in to Amazon in these brown boxes. I'm wondering with the product still not enrolled, if they just go ahead and throw a label on it because this packaging's perfect. There's no issues. But I'm wondering if they actually do send it in
The same box.
the same box, right? And don't save me the 10 cents. But let's see if this product keeps rolling and if we're selling a few hundred a month, 1,000, yeah, then maybe we'll definitely look at it, right? But
So I haven't ever looked into using that. It's just a 10-cent savings as long as you pack it to go.
it fluctuates on weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done on weight.
But
So
but
I
you're
have
paying at least 50 cents for that box.
right. These ones I get the boxes for free. So I couldn't
Okay.
I was like, this is a win, right? This
Yeah.
is the fit in these I was just by chance. I'm like, let me check these. Because the prep on this item is normally a sticker. That's it. It's just a sticker only. It's a plastic case with stuff inside it. $30 item, right? Retail. No, 50. I'm sorry, 50. We pay like 25 or 27, somewhere in there. So normally just throw a label on it, send them in. But I was like, oh, maybe I was thinking we could save like 50, 60 cents a unit, right? That adds up pretty quick. So yeah, once Brian and I shared screens yesterday and went through the process, I was like, all right, this is ridiculous because you have to submit a ton of photos. I still might do it at some point, but interesting to learn about that program because you'd think it would just be of such an advantage, and it just did not seem like that. Now there is an item that I had sold a long time ago. It was a branded product from a store up where I live, and we were selling it in a 2-pack. And initially, it was profitable. 3, 4 sellers. It was me. I worked on the listing. I didn't own the original listing, but they let me update it and fix it. And I was making $6 a unit. It cost me $20, but it was a replen. And I started promoting it a little bit, started doing more, and sales were growing and growing. Then like 3 to 4 people jumped on the listing, and it's back to making like $1 profit. So I'm like, no, done. That I wonder because it's heavier, but it's glass and liquid, so you can't put liquid in the program. But hey, Rachel joined us on the other side here. In addition to the package charge, you added weight to the outbound shipment. I'd love to see some numbers where this does work, though. Yeah, Rachel, happy Mother's Day, number one. And any chance you'd come join us for a few minutes on the live? I keep trying. She keeps denying us. And Rachel's a friend of ours, wonderful lady, has a prep center as well. And would love for her to join us on the live. She denies us every week. It's
Doesn't want
sad,
doesn't want you to know her secrets.
right? That's what it is.
Man, if there's such a light savings in that expense, I wonder what the benefit like who's
Right, right,
I guess
right,
unless you're mass bulk using it, it seems rough.
right, right.
Waste the packaging time involved is
Time and like Rachel made a great
yeah, your
great
box gets
statement.
heavier.
Yep, you're adding to weight, right? So okay, she can't join. She has a house full. I get it. I messaged her too. Like, come on. Yeah. I was hoping, and I wish I'd thought it through more. I was going to. I wish we could have got, 7 to 8 or more of the women that we do business with in here that are all moms for a Mother's Day episode. I wish
That'd be
I thought it through about an hour ago, and I'm like, oh, man, I have some great ideas. My timing just isn't great, but it would have been great to do a Mother's Day episode today. But I know we might be looking to change I know we've talked about moving the time of the show. I don't know another good time. I don't want to go later on a Sunday because I don't want to take up the middle of a Sunday afternoon, especially as we roll into our short summer season up here in New York. Um, I'd like to be outside doing stuff. But we might move the time, maybe even move the date. Nothing saying it has to be Sunday mornings. So we might make something a little more convenient for folks. But yeah, so
it is interesting because it's always weird to me a little bit because I've been doing solely Amazon for so many years, but everyone's working 9 to 5s, and so it's weird finding a good. It actually kind of frustrates me. Like every Amazon call, every group,
8 o'clock at night.
at 8 p.m. I'm like, this is like I'm done working for the day at 8. That's my goals, I'm done working for the day at 8 p.m. And then everyone's starting their Amazon work at 8 p.m.
It's a really good point.
But I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, but that's a great point, though. I never really thought about it that way, right? Because my whole idea when I started the Sunday thing was just something I just like Sunday morning over breakfast. We're sitting around having breakfast, having some casual chat. It's just challenging when you bring in the time zones.
Right.
So we're all different time zones, and that makes it a little more different. Excuse me. I'd really like just to throw on the headphones and do it because I go to a diner every Sunday morning, like family-owned diner. Friends of ours own it. Have some awesome home-cooked meals, quote unquote home cooked, at the diner. But I had country fried steak today I did everything. I did the potatoes and some toast, and it was delicious, absolutely delicious. And it'd be fun to throw the head. I don't know if anybody wants to see me chomping down on food though while we're talking, but
I don't know. Might set the scene a little more.
Right. Yeah, well, that's what I really wanted. But then again, that's even earlier, right? So if that's at 8 o'clock East Coast time, now we're hurting some folks out your way and further to the West Coast,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm got a lot going on this next few weeks. So like I said, trying to get this FBA shipment out. I've been really doing more and more of these group buys. I'm part of a private Discord. I know you know about it. I've solicited you to be part of that group, but it's grown. We added a few new members. There's now a community manager's been hired, and she seems wonderful so far. I don't really know her well, but just getting to meet her, and that's awesome. So that group is doing great and it's building. But if anybody has any interest in it, please DM me. Typically, to be, the group kind of has some requirements: $1 million a year in wholesale. Being that's really the threshold. You're breaking $1 million a year doing wholesale. The group is really valuable. There's so much information in there. These group buys are just one portion of it. They're only a little, just the knowledge alone in the room, quote unquote room when we meet, is insane. And we do bring in some great guest speakers every couple weeks. Just so much. There's so much info in there. I mean, even if the list of distributors that we have available to the group is probably worth more than the membership alone. Just access to that list. And so yeah, it's going great. And so my portion, I help with the group buys. So for example, we might have an MOQ on an item that's say 500,000 or 350,000 or whatever the dollar amount is. We have negotiated well, partnerships really with a couple different distributors where they'll allow us to buy as one, but split it amongst 2 to 3 or 4, sometimes 5. It depends on the item, right? So the machines we just did, total of 5 people coming on. The listing can easily handle that, and higher ticket items. So we're going to end up at over 600 units or so. So I haven't even done the math on that yet, but
Is that
it's
locked in, Joe? Or can I still text you on that?
yeah, yeah, 223,000. Yeah, there's still some more available if you were, but yeah, there's yeah, so that's good. We're over 600 units right now, so that'll be a few hundred thousand, couple $100,000 bot purchase. So I've been coordinating that, which is more, I don't want to say it's complex. It's just a little more labor and than I would have thought it would have been. But this is our third one of these at this scale. But where the value comes in, first of all, we're getting great pricing, but we've been combining, as we've talked about on here before, into these FTL truckloads. So we're making one FTL with everybody on board, which is really cool. And it's been working out really well. So the last one we did one a week ago with an FTL truckload. Units were picked up on a Friday, I think it was Friday. I believe it was a Friday. Dropped off and checked in Friday afternoon. So picked up and checked in later that day.
Wow.
Even though they got checked in, nothing, they all went into FC transfer. But by the next day, units were popping up available. So it might have been 20 for some, 10 for some, but guys were getting sales the next day.
That's
So
sweet.
yeah, so yeah, and the value in that, right, is just it would be, even if we were paying a little bit more, but we're not. We're getting good pricing too. So good pricing on the units, good pricing on the shipping, and getting those live check-ins. So we're looking to continue to grow that program. It's exciting. So meeting with a new distributor this week to have a talk with him. Met with another one on Friday of last week. Looking forward to some opportunities from them this week. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And that's been taking some of my time though. So I haven't been like my own personal business is slowing, but that's good because I'm completely out of the OA world at this point. Still dabbling in RA because that's never going away. I actually went this morning, did a little RA run just for the heck of it. Actually, I did yesterday and today. My one of my daughters, her friend, I don't want to say boyfriend, they're friends, but he rode with my wife and I over to her lacrosse game out of town. There was a Costco over there. I'm like, well, hey, we're in the area. And the poor kid, right? This poor kid, he rode with us because she rode the bus with the class with her team, And she messaged him. She goes, Did my dad sucker you into going to Costco with him? But he was
You send him off scanning everything.
I wanted to, but he's a real good kid, like really nice kid, and he was so patient with me as I'm scanning stuff, and I'm explaining to him what I'm looking for, and you can tell like he probably doesn't care. But he was
Like,
so
why are you
nice.
picking through all the squishmallows? Like, let's
Yeah,
go.
there's some. I was looking at some Legos there yesterday. I was trying to think I didn't really find it. It's one of those things where that reward in RA, right? When you go out and you find nothing and you're just like, yeah, but then when you find them, it's so good. And I found
Like I've never been very RA heavy.
yeah.
Like I've always just been wholesale brand direct, and then
Right.
started some OA on some other stores. But like ever since like being even introduced to the idea of RA, I didn't even know RA existed when I for the first 5 years I was doing Amazon. I was like, oh, this is straight wholesale. But it's weird. It's like the opposite of how other people get introduced. But I've never been super RA heavy, but still like any store I set foot in, I'm like, okay, what can I find in here? Even though I've never done. I mean, I've done like some heavy Stanleys and stuff, but
Yeah.
like it's fun. It's just fun searching, even when you're not finding anything. Like
Absolutely true.
there's stuff that you're gonna hit when you hit
Yeah.
them.
I
So
just like, yes, yesterday and today. I know there was some stuff yesterday. If I looked into, I was pretty much just hitting barcodes only yesterday, right? And if you want to be successful in any of the clubs, like a BJ's or a Sam's Club, or Costco, you have to take time to manually search. Barcodes are not always a winner because they do a lot of private barcoding, right? So
yeah,
same model, they'll have a different number for a club exclusive deal.
almost
Uh,
every product it seems like in there.
yeah,
A lot of them.
exactly. So you got to
And
search,
you can break down a lot of those too. A lot of
and
them
you
are
can break down or you can build up too, right? So looked at some stuff yesterday that I think in 2 packs. In fact, I might do a little research on that, because I might go back, and a couple of them I think could be good put together. Again, as long as I look at things like that saying, all right, if I go through this effort, how much can we make in a month? Right? How much profit is this going to make? Now, meaning, can I buy enough for 30 days supply, 60 days supply? Because I don't mind going up to 60 days on stuff like that. And how much are we going to make a month on it? Right. And if $200 a month, probably not. I'm just not going to mess with it. Right. For that amount of work.
right. Yeah.
Um, Now, if it's breaking an item down, going from a 2 to a 1, right, and we're gonna make 350 a month and we can buy it month after month, yeah, I might implement that in, right? Just saying, "Hey, that's a $350 profit item. How much is it gonna?" Sure, we can, and if we can just keep buying them at that price. But if it's a one-time deal and I gotta go through it all, yeah. And it's 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, I don't care what it was, I would have done all that, but now it's nice to be at a point where you can kind of pick and choose a little. Um, but and it's funny because when I say like my numbers aren't where I want them to be, my numbers are still good. They're solid. They're just not like mind blowing. But then I think of all the other stuff I'm working on, and
Yeah.
then so
It is weird. It's like I hate like walking past something and leaving. I feel like when I find something that is profitable, it's like just cash sitting there, on that
right,
shelf. But at the same time, it's like like all the effort to sell those 50 items for $200. Is it actually profit at that point?
right,
But if it's $500, let's do it. So it is weird.
yeah,
And that
exactly.
has I feel like that does your mindset mutates over time on that as far as what's actually worth your time. Once you actually get in deep into the Amazon nitty-gritty and
Yeah.
understand how intensive every item is kind of a thing.
Well, and you know what? And that may be the world you live in where you help so many people like their part, right? Those avenues are great to hand them off, right? Because like you said, it depends on what level of the mission or the game you're in here, right? Some of those are still great deals to different people at different times in their process. So if you got
Yeah.
somebody you can hand them off to, I'd much rather even find that stuff and then call somebody and go, hey, this is good if you want to, if you're at that point where you only have 20 SKUs and you're good at saying I can make $300 off this.
That's true.
Um,
Yeah.
you know, my thing now is looking around. When I was in the warehouse yesterday was I've got to move pretty soon. So what can I just liquidate almost kind of, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I went on and just dumped prices on some FBM stuff yesterday because I don't want to move it. Still profitable. I got a couple items where I was able to buy a bunch that are sitting on pallets where I sell 10 a week, 30 a week, 5 a week. It fluctuates. But I bought these things at like $1 a unit. They sell at 29. And they don't go, it's not a food item, right? So I was looking at them the other day and I'm like, what am I doing? Let's just put them at night. Let's put them on sale at 19.98. let's take $10 off on sale and just see if we can blow them up, because I still have one full pallet of this stuff. But it'll never go out of date. It's an item that's timeless. So when I can make the profit I made on them, I don't really care, and I do them FBA and FBM, do both.
And when you're FBMing them, there's no storage fees to worry about, so you can sit on.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
so
in your situation, there's no storage fees or anything.
Nope.
Or if it's in your home,
Yeah,
So
it's perfect. Sits right. No storage fees. I ship them in when they run low on FBA. So even though they're not a killer seller, it's typically me to 2 people, 3 people on any listing ever on them. But things like that. But I don't want to move them. And I took a deal on some cardboard boxes, brand new boxes, 2 months ago or so. I jumped at it and bought a 26-foot truck full of boxes. So I have 12 to 15. I don't even know what I have out there I mean, I got thousands of cards. So I'm like, do I want to move them, or do we want to just put a flyer out and even offer to the public, hey, $1 per box, buy 10 or more, save $2 or something. I don't know. Or for every 10, you get a free box. I don't know. Like, just try to blow through them. But I actually got a call, friend of ours that has a prep center down in Pennsylvania, see if he's interested in them, because it might be good.
Have you locked in a new warehouse?
So I have, I've looked at 3 total spaces. One is in an old mall. I'd be sharing the space with a much larger seller than myself. Kind of reminds me of you. Super smart, super nice guy, been sitting in the shadows and killing it, right? And so he's not in any community, doesn't network like this. So I actually been meeting, super nice guy, and we would end up sharing space. It's huge. It's 30,000 square foot with a loading dock. And I think it would be a lot of fun, because the collaboration that could take part, because he is he's not like, get away from me, it's private. He really is open to conversation and stuff. So, and I think he would benefit greatly from getting involved with us, like this type of stuff. I really do. And then there's another gentleman in there that does nothing but eBay and marketplace stuff like that. So he has his own business where he's been running that for a few years, but now he helps this other gentleman with that inventory. So I'd be interested in partnering with him for that as well. Because I always thought I'd like to bring in more inventory for other sellers and liquidate. So great opportunity there. The pricing, everything about it's good. The price is good. I mean, jokingly, I went and looked at a spot, and I said, yeah, he showed me part of the area. It's like 4,500 square foot or something. And when he told me the price, I was like, wow, it's good price. So that's there. I have another space that friends of mine have. It's all refurbed. It's like 2,000 square foot, and it's really nice, real private, real sharp. Price on that was good too. Wasn't horrible. I looked at a couple others. The pricing was way too high. And then there's a business here in my hometown that I would be honored to own this business. I've met with the owner a year ago and started the talks to take it over. Got a few hurdles in the middle of that with my current 9 to 5 is one of the hurdles. And then pushing out this much money at my age that they want. And I don't, how much of that can I recoup in, say, the next 5 years? That would be, 6 years or something. I don't know, or 8. So just trying to figure that out, but great opportunity. It's going to take more time and work, but I got to hit you up offline on that and talk to you a little more, because it's really cool. But I, just because of a disclosure, I can't really go into too much on here, but good opportunity. So in the next week or two, I really have to make some decisions.
I've dabbled with the idea of getting into my own warehouse. You're interesting though, because my consideration has to do with expansion and bringing on other business and bringing on other people's fulfillment into that warehouse. Because I'm to the point where I have my own employees running a lot of my prep locally. A lot of them are doing it out of their own garages and stuff, and then
Yeah.
I also have 3PLs for more complex stuff, but those same employees I could easily plug straight into a warehouse management team, and instantly have savings on a lot of my other 3PL stuff. I could then use my own warehouse to do my other 3PL stuff pretty
Yeah.
quickly. But then, but my whole thought process in that is I'd have savings there, but to make it actually worthwhile, which you don't even get to this point or cross your mind with it, is actually bringing on third party product to move yourself,
Right.
to help move it. Because that's where
Well,
I feel like if
yeah,
the warehouse pays for itself for you in some ways, it really definitely benefits once you're bringing on at least another client or two, but as a job, it's a job at that point, I guess.
it is. So, and that's interesting because if I were to do this, um, we would be 3PL and almost immediately. So, let's just say that this business is already in that line of work already.
Yeah.
Um, but it has not been brought up to today's time. It's a little outdated, but it's in the same business. So, simply put, let's say I buy this place today, and Monday morning I own it. We could start running 3PL work and prep out of there immediately on Monday. That's how turnkey it would be. Like the only thing, a couple more printers. That's it. The label printers only, F and SKU label print. Like that's all it would take. Everything else is there. Everything. I mean, to the forklift, to the pallet scale, to the pallet racks, to the people, to the boxes, to the bags, to the bubble. Oh, I'm making a song. I feel like I'm making a rap, but
Rapper.
yeah, right. Literally, we could be wrapping it up. But every that's what it's kind of driving me crazy internally because it's right there, and it's
Yeah. That's it's an
oh
easier even start now at that point.
right. So I have been approached by a couple people in the business about their interest in partnership. I've thought about partners, how that would look, and one of the ideas that was thrown by me is like, well, would a partnership? Yes. In return, they want free prep, free, right? As an investment opportunity, that would be one of their and a smaller, maybe the return can't pay back, 10% to an investor today, but it could pay back 5% plus prep, which
Yeah.
could be way bigger than the return, when you start looking at your prep per item, right? Or the 3PL work or even FBM fulfillment for people because the business already does a little bit of fulfillment for some businesses that do online sales and they fulfill for them. Not necessarily Amazon sales, but oh, we just lost Brent. Where'd he go? And then there was one. He's back. Hold on, let's get him back in here. You hit the wrong button, didn't you?
I think I hit the wrong button. Yeah, I hit like the side mouse button trying to turn my
Yeah.
mouse. Anyway, it backed
I
me
was
up.
like, and there was one, but yeah, yeah. I'll,
That's cool though. That's interesting. That's I guess you losing this space is forcing you into maybe some cool stuff.
well, it's gonna push me to get off my ass a little because this has been lingering in the background. Um, but as with everything else, there's right. I've got a lot going on right in our worlds. Um, being not much younger, all on my own, where I got a lot more responsibilities and things going on, and multiple houses, multiple, you know, um, and I truly have to separate out my 9 to 5 from my 5 to 9. So really, when you separate that out, it's not like I can, um, merge the two. So that causes additional challenges, right? It's tough when you're literally trying to do stuff between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. and that's you're jamming a full day's worth of work into there, and that's why it turns into midnight or 1 or or stuff like that from time to time. So, but I did start at the recommendation of a couple friends and um, buddy Corey sent a few of us some books to read, and I did start in on buy. I'm looking at the title it's sitting right here. Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. I started it yesterday, so I don't know if Corey, if you watch it, thank you for the book. Number one, so I'm doing a combo between reading it and Audible. I decided so because I spend so much time in my vehicle, I can listen to stuff. So trying to read what I can and then catch up on the in the car a little bit on my longer drives. So, really excited. Got into it last night. So
There's a
far,
lot.
so
There's a lot of recommendations for that book.
yeah,
I haven't read that book, but I feel like I've kind of taken on that mindset, especially the last few years. Is like
yeah,
I don't know the exact pitch the book makes, but
yeah.
the idea of like I want all the time. I don't know. We had Dave on here. Dave was on here 2 weeks ago saying like it's impossible. Like you're always gonna be working. You're always gonna be working. Which
Yep,
I agree with. Like I'm out here grinding. I
yep.
I say I'm I say I want my time back by 8 p.m. at night and stuff. But yeah, I'm even though I'm sitting here full time on Amazon first thing in the morning. Sometimes I'm still on here at 3 a.m. at night still, like
Mhm.
it's if people talk about quitting the 9 to 5. Well, a lot of people don't realize when you quit the 9 to 5 to do something like this, you're then never you're always working, at that point. Like you're
Right.
never not working when you run your own business. So but but there's a trade-off. Like you can step back and dedicate some money and take some losses to gain a lot more time back.
Yeah.
So
Well, and even that, right? You are scheduling that time now,
right.
right?
Oh,
So
totally. Yeah.
where your situation, right? Working from where you do, not having the warehouse, right? I know you're saying you consider it, but you know what? When you need to take a 2 hour break, or not a break, you need to spend the time with the family for 2 hours.
Oh,
Dude, you just go and do it.
yeah. Just do it. We do what we want.
That's
It's
right.
like
You do it.
anytime I take away from staring at my business, the business might not be growing during that time, but it's not like it's dying. But
That's
like
right.
it is either going up or down in some ways. But yeah, like you do have total freedom, which is why I
Yeah,
do this. It's like
absolutely.
I step away for weeks at a time if I want to.
Right, and
And
that's
then
where you can see the fluctuations, right? Is the lo like, I just literally kinda disconnected since Thursday a little, and, a little bit. That doesn't mean
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
doing anything. I'm still coordinating a group buy, I'm still doing some other stuff, but, and then my daughter typically one of my daughters, excuse me, comes out and does the FBM orders. I didn't pay attention. We had one sitting Friday, Thursday, and Friday. She didn't come and do because she's doing other stuff with school. And I was like, don't worry about it. I'll run out there. And next thing I know, it's like 6 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night. I've been trying to get our other house ready to Airbnb. And I'm like, I'm not going out to the warehouse. Well, all of a sudden, yesterday morning, I wake up and there's two overdone. I'm like, what? And we don't do a ton of FBM, right? So just missing two affects your ratio.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I was like ticked off at myself because I took that kind of mindset for a few days. Um, but
But you're right. You're right, though. I say what I just said, but I do all of that. I work hard so that I can have all the freedom I want.
that's
But
right.
like I'm completely free. I can do whatever I want. I can do
Yeah,
whatever I want to, and I do have more aspirations than where I'm currently at. A lot of people would be where I'm currently at and be like, "Sweet, cruise control. I'm free," But like,
right,
I want I want to be bigger. I want to be more secure than
right.
even where I'm at now. So I do work hard to make it large things bigger, but we have taken like I can step away immediately from this computer and not come back for a month and like it is pure freedom, at that
Yeah.
point. So it is really cool. So I'm not
What?
I wasn't bashing the idea of working for yourself. I've been doing it
Yeah,
for 10
no, it's
years and it's
wonderful.
it's amazing. So
I always had the envision when I saw that this was valid, right, and this was real. I said, I just want to get it to a kind of a certain level, and I want to plateau until I retire.
yeah.
So we're really not there yet. I met with a financial advisor who's also a relative on Thursday or Friday. We met, we talked for a while, and she's like, "Why are you doing this?" She's like financially, right? She's like, "You're
Don't need
doing
it.
a lot of work.
Mhm.
You're not showing like tens of thousands in the bank account yet because you keep buying more and doing more." And she goes, "You're going to retire in 4 years, and you've got really no worries financially. Like you're comfortable. Like you can live a nice retirement at 57 years old. I'm going to be fully retired." And I was like, "Yeah, it's a good question. You know what it is? It's my personality number one. I love it. I love the drive, the thrive." And I said I always had a point of when I'm 57, I'm not going to just retire and curl up in a ball. I'm not. It's not who I am. I'm going to stay engaged in stuff. I need something. So that's what this was for me. This is going to be that, at 57. I'm still going to go to work every day, and it'll be this, or, this combined with another business potentially. But hey, it's noon.
Yeah, that went
It's
fast.
Mother's Day. I'm going to end the stream and wish everyone happy Mother's Days to all the moms, to the dads that are by themselves raising kids. It's your day as well, right? Father's Day, Mother's Day, dual for you. But to everyone, happy Mother's Day. And we will catch you all next Sunday. As of right now at 11. I keep saying I'm going to change it, but have not thought of a better option. So, everybody, happy Mother's Day. We'll see you.